Hello, I am Professor Luna, and I heard that you are going to be my assistant today for trying to figure out the new trio of starter Pokemon in the new region. Right? Lovely, fantastic. Yeah, they have been trying for a while to find who their trio of Pokemon are going to be for their starters because they really wanted to start up the new trainer Pokemon in that region, but they just couldn't figure out what Pokemon to do. But with my help and your help, I'm sure we will be able to find something fitting for them. Now, before we officially start, can I go ahead and get your name? Huh? And then how do you spell that? Okay, lovely. And then last name. How do you spell that? Okay. Okay. And then can you tell me if that looks right? Lovely, fantastic. Alrighty. And just so you know, I will be using this to take notes as we're going on. If you have any ideas, any comments, if we come to any final decisions, I will be putting it down into my device right here. But we can go ahead and get started now. I have already selected a couple of options for our fire, water, and grass starters, just based on the basic criteria for Pokemon starters. They are all going to be 3 stages, and they're each going to have a fire, water, or grass typing. And it'll be essentially up to you and I to decide if they will be a fitting Pokemon for any new trainers that have little to no experience with Pokemon, and will be able to have a friendly companion with them to help them through the basics of learning Pokemon training, Pokemon fighting, to go into any future gym leader battles or Elite Four battles. Now then, this is going to be one of our books that we will be using for our research. We have another book. It's a little more tattered, but it has good information nonetheless. I have some choices in here as well that may help us. We can go ahead and get started with our possible fire starters. I've already chosen about 3 different lines that I felt would be best, and then it is essentially up to you and me to decide which one of those is going to be best for a new trainer. So I'm going to go ahead and start us off with the first line that I found that may be good. First off, we have Talonflame's line. Starting with the first stage of Talonflame's line, which is Fletchling. Now, with Fletchling, and this line in general, it's really nice because they're not only a fire typing, but they are fire and flying. Now, it doesn't start off as a fire typing, it actually starts off as normal and flying, so it is up to us if we want our trainers to start off with a normal flying type as its first stage. However, even though it starts off as normal flying, at level 1, let's see, it learns tackle, learns growl, learns quick attack at level 6. Those are all pretty standard starter moves, which is good to hear. It won't learn a fire move until level, ooh, is that right? Level 34, but there are TMs and HMs that it can learn, or hopefully can learn a fire move sooner, but those are the moves that we have here. There's also Peck at level 10. The leveling looks good on the other hand. It will go from its first stage Fletchling to its second stage Fletchinder at level 17, and then it'll go from its second stage to its third stage at level 35, so we can decide if that's going to be a good level pacing for a fire starter Pokemon. Now then, with Fletchling, it has the ability Big Pecks, although it can also have the hidden ability Gale Wings. Now, some extra information that we can learn about this Pokemon is from the Pokedex. It says, these friendly Pokemon, Fletchlings, send signals to one another with beautiful chirps and tail feather movements. So that is an important note right there, that they are friendly. We do want to make sure that these starter Pokemon we are choosing for our new trainers are friendly and easy to handle. We don't want anything too aggressive or too energetic. Energetic is fine, but aggressive is something we don't want. We do want them to be friendly. It also says here that despite the beauty of their voice, it's merciless to intruders that enter its territory. So it's not only friendly to companions, but it can also be protective. So that could be good as well, but just to throw it out there as a consideration. If we were to go to its second stage, Fletchinder, right here, its second stage, it looks like Its ability, Flame Body, and hidden ability is once again Gale Wings. According to the Pokedex, from its beak it expels embers. So there's that fire aspect that we were looking for. That sets tall grass on fire. Then it pounces on the bewildered prey that it pops out of the grass. It also has a flame sack on its belly. The hotter it is, the faster it can fly. But it takes some time to get the fire going, so definitely some fire aspects there. This is when it finally becomes a fire flying type at its second stage, not its first stage. First stage is normal flying, but second stage, it is that fire flying type. As we're looking here at level up moves, it does look like that it actually does get a fire move at level 17, so as soon as it evolves into that second stage is when it gets Ember. Ember is a very classic fire move, especially for starters, so that could be something to consider as well. I'm also seeing that before it evolves into Talonflame at level 35, it learns moves such as Roost at level 25, another flying move. Razor Wind at level 27, Natural Gift at 31, and then if we keep it out of Fletchinder before evolving it at level 35, at level 38 it learns Flame Charge, so another fire move there. Lastly is its third stage in the line, Talonflame itself, its final evolution. So this is the possible face for a fire starter here. So Talonflame once again has Flame Body and hidden ability of Gale Wings. According to the Pokedex, in the fever of an exciting battle, let's see, it showers embers from the gaps between its feathers and takes to the air. So not only does it start off as friendly as Fletchling, but it becomes competitive as well, which could be good for some budding trainers. It also says that when attacking prey, it can reach speeds up to 310 miles per hour. That is fast. It also finishes off its prey with a colossal kick. So it sounds like they're very good hunters as well. As we are looking at any level up moves it has, once it gets to level 35, at level 39 is when it gets Flame Charge. Acrobatics at level 44, Me First at 49, Tailwind at 55, Steel Wing at 60, and Brave Bird at 64. And then there's also its TM and HM moves, of course. I see Double Team, I see Bulk Up, I see Sunny Day, Aerial Ace. So we're essentially seeing a lot of fire and flying with this one. It does have that fire aspect we're looking for. It has that 3 stages based on all of that information. What do you think of Talonflame as a possible fire starter? Okay, so let me take those notes down. And what would you say the top reason for possibly choosing a Talonflame could be? I got you. Okay. Yeah, I thought so too, right? Yeah. Okay, saved. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and look at the second choice I've picked out for a fire starter. Now then, we've looked at Talonflame's line. Next up, I have Chandelure's line, starting off with its first stage right here, Litwick. Now, Litwick has a very cute face. It does start off as a fire type, this time a fire ghost type, which could be very interesting for new trainers to play around and explore with. Now, Litwick will have the abilities either Flash Fire or Flame Body once again, with its hidden ability being Infiltrator. According to the Pokedex, it says, when shining a light and pretending to be a guide, it leeches off the life force of any who follow it. So, kind of terrifying. Doesn't have as much of a friendly Pokedex as Fletchling had. It also says here that Litwick shines a light that absorbs life energy. That's the same here, a little bit different. It says life energy of people in Pokemon, which becomes the fuel that it burns. Terrifying. But maybe that could be appealing to some trainers, you never know. One problem I do see with this line is that Litwick does not evolve into Lampent until level 41. Pretty steep, but as soon as it gets to Lampent, it can evolve into Chandelure as soon as it gets a Duskstone. So what we could do if we decide to go through with this Pokemon is that maybe as soon as trainers get to their second stage of Lampent, we could provide a Duskstone to them if they do not already have one. Let's see, look at some other things. For Litwick, it looks like its level up moves. At level 1, it gets Ember, Astonish, so it starts off with fire moves. Even at level 1, that was something Fletchling didn't have. At level 3, it gets Minimize. Smog at level 5, Fire Spin level 7, Confuser level 10, Nightshade level 13, Will-O-Wisp 16, Flame Burst 20. So it looks like we're having a little bit more of a variety to start off with Litwick. So let's skip over to its second stage, Lampent. Now with Lampent here, same ability, same hidden ability. According to the Pokedex, it says that these spirits, it absorbs fuel. It's baleful fire. It hangs around hospitals waiting for people to pass on. Once again, kind of terrifying. It also arrives near the moment of death and steals the spirits from the body. Very interesting. Some level up moves it has once it is at level 41. It can learn Curse at level 45. It can learn Shadow Ball at level 53. That's a good one. Pain Split at 61 and Overheat at level 69. And then, of course, there's the TM and HM moves. Some of them that I'm seeing here are Protect, Taunt, Sunny Day, Toxic, Overheat, Thief, Attract, Rest. Some pretty good support moves that I'm seeing here. Some status affecting moves here. So that's Lampent here. And then let's go ahead and skip over to Chandelure. Now, all of these stages in this line are going to have Ghost Fire. They're always going to have that fire typing to them, so that's good. Now the Chandelure, let's see what the Pokedex has to say about them. It says that being consumed in Chandelure's flame burns up the spirit, leaving the body behind. And it also says here, the spirits burned up in its ominous flame lose their way and wander this world forever. And then with Chandelure here in its final stage of this line, some moves that it may have essentially same because of that Dusk Stone, but I see here that there is Pain Split level 1, Smog level 1, Confuser level 1, Flame Burst level 1, Hex level 1, but that's only really if you manage to have a level 1 Chandelure. TMs and HM moves, some other ones that I'm seeing here are Hyper Beam, Safeguard, Frustration, Solar Beam, Psychic, Facade, Embargo, Payback, Gig Impact. A lot of very interesting moves that we have here, but comparing Chandelure with the other line that we had here as a choice for our fire starter, Talonflame versus Chandelure, what are we thinking here? I will say that Chandelure has a very high special attack, you can tell because of the red there, but comparing those two, what are we thinking here? Slow down. Let's start with our top reason. What would you say the top reason for choosing Chandelure could be? Okay, gotcha. And what would you say the second top reason for choosing Chandelure over Talonflame would be? Lovely. Alrighty, let's go ahead and move to the third choice for our our fire starter. I am going to get this from our older book here. Let's hope it doesn't burst into a million pieces as soon as I touch it. So the last line that we're going to be looking at as a possible fire starter is going to be Magmortar's line. So starting off with its first stage, Magby. So Magby here is going to be a fire typing, which is good to see. It looks like its highest stats are its speed, special attack, and attack. According to the Pokedex here, its body temperature is around 1100 degrees Fahrenheit. Very hot. It is healthy if it is breathing yellow flames, so that might be something that we tell our new trainers about to make sure that their starter is nice and healthy if we choose this line right here. Let's see, it looks like it'll evolve from Magby to Magmar at level 30. A little bit of a steep curve there as well. But as soon as it becomes Magmar, it can become its next stage when we make Magmar hold Magmarizer and trade it. So that might be a little bit of a tricky way for our trainers to get its final Evo, but just something to keep in mind. Let's see, looking at its attacks here. This book is a little bit different from my other book, which I'm much more familiar with, so let's look through here. Learned attacks, so it'll start off with Smog and Leer. At level 7, it'll learn Ember, so there's that fire move that we want to see with our fire starters. Smokescreen at level 10, Feint Attack at level 16, Fire Spin 19, Confuse Ray 25, Fire Punch 28, Lava Plume 34, but that'll be after we get to that second stage level up at level 30. So considering the fire moves it learns a little bit earlier on in comparison to like Fletchling, for example. Let's go ahead and look at the second stage for this choice. So here is Magmar. Magmar is the second stage for this line. It once again has flame body, fire typing, same as well. According to our Pokedex, it says, born in the spout of a volcano, its body is covered by flames that shimmer like the sun. And then its moves here, it is saying it evolves at level 30, so moves that it may learn are Lava Plume at level 36, Flamethrower at level 41, Sunny Day at level 49, Fire Blast at 54, so there's not much of a variety here. There's a lot of fire moves, which is something we want to see, but there's not a lot of coverage here. But there are good fire moves that we're seeing from this line. Some moves it could learn are Focus Punch, Toxic. Let's see. Hyper Beam, Protect, Frustration, Iron Tail, Psychic. So if we teach it moves, it does have more coverage, but not if it's just learning moves. Let's go ahead and look at the final stage for this line. Magmortar. Third stage right there. Fire type, once again, a monotype here. Ability Flame Body. According to the Pokedex, it says that it blasts fireballs of over 3,600 degrees Fahrenheit. From the ends of its arms, it lives in volcanic craters, so this is a very, very hot Pokemon. We can decide if that's something that's going to be safe for our trainers. For its moves, any learned attacks, because you can reach this at a level 30. Some moves I'm seeing here are essentially the same as our previous evolution, except I am now seeing Hyper Beam at level 67, if that was not said already. Battle moves it may learn, same as before. There's also Rock Tomb, Double Team, Brick Break, Attract, Rest, Facade, Overheat, and so on. So that is our third option for our fire starters. So for fire, we either have Talonflame, Chandelure, or Magmortar. So based on all of those choices, let's start off with why Magmortar could be like our top reason for choosing Magmortar. Okay. And then the second reason. Okay. Let's go ahead and choose our choice for now. Nothing's final, but we can choose for now what we were thinking. Talonflame, Chandelure, or Magmortar. What are we thinking is going to be our top choice out of those three for our fire starter? I thought so too, yeah. And could I get one more reason? Lovely. Okay, we'll stick with that for now. Now we can go ahead and go to our water starter choices. We're gonna bust out this book again. Now then, the first line I have chosen as a possible water starter is going to be here's our first stage right here with Azurill. Now what's going to be really interesting about this Pokemon is that its first stage actually starts as a normal fairy. So a little unorthodox, but let's see its pros. So Azurill, our first stage here for this first water line right here, is that it has the abilities Thick Fat and Huge Power, and its hidden ability is Sapsipper. Now, according to the Pokedex, it says it is a Pokemon that lives by water. There's that water aspect we're looking for. It moves quickly on land by bouncing on its big tail. So very cute face. We do like to have our starters to be pretty cute, to be appealing to our trainers. It also says here that it swings its large, nutrient-filled tail around to fight opponents bigger than itself. So we do want this tail to be round and full of nutrients if we want it to be healthy. Let's see some moves that it may have. There's Splash, Water Gun, Tail Whip at level 2, Water Sport level 5, Bubble at level 7, Charm at 10, Bubble Beam 13, Helping Hand 16, Slam 20, and Bounce 23. So we are seeing some pretty good moves that could be considered for a water starter Pokemon. What's really interesting and unique about this Pokemon as well is that if we are to get it from the first stage Azurill to the second stage Marill, it needs to level up with high friendship. So if we want to encourage high friendship with our trainers, this could be a Pokemon that we can introduce while it doesn't start off with that water typing. This could be good for encouraging bonds and relationships between trainer and Pokemon to our new trainers and to our students. It does need high friendship to level up, and that could be a big motivator. You want a stronger Pokemon, build a stronger relationship. That's a good lesson to teach. If we were to go to Marill right here, Marill, our second stage, we once again have those same abilities and same hidden ability. This is when it gets its water typing in the second stage. It becomes a water fairy type. According to the Pokedex, it says the fur on its body naturally repels water. It can stay dry even when it plays in the water. So, plays in the water. It's playful as well, so it's friendly. Another piece of information is that the tip of its tail is filled with oil that is lighter than water, so it acts as a float. So if anything, if we have a trainer that is not very good at swimming, it could have the help of their companion to help them through water. That's good. Some moves I'm seeing here, let's see, I'm seeing Tackle at level 1, Water Gun at level 1, Tail Whip 2, Water Sport 5, Bubble 7, Defense Curl 10, Defense Curl, ooh, we could build up defenses there. Teaching any moves that affects its stats could be good. Let's see what else, there's Roulette at 10, Bubble Beam 13, Helping Hand 16, Aqua Tail 20, Double Edge 23, Aqua Ring 28, Rain Dance 31, Superpower 37, Hydro Pump 40, Play Rough 45. Ooh, a fairy type move. And then for this Pokemon, Marill, to get to Azumarill, it actually only needs to get to level 18. So that is unorthodox, but we would once again be building that connection of building bonds and relationships with Pokemon to have a stronger Pokemon, which is something we could encourage. Here is the final evolution of this possible choice. Azumarill. According to the Pokedex, it says its long ears are superb sensors. It can distinguish the movements of living things on riverbeds. Another piece of information is that the bubbling pattern on its stomach helps it camouflage itself when it's in the water. Teaching about camouflage as well to kids. Now then, some moves I'm seeing here is that once it gets to level 18, some moves it can learn are Aqua Tail at 21, Double Edge at 25, Aqua Ring at 31, Rain Dance at 35, Superpower at 42, Hydro Pump at 46, Play Rough at level 50. So we're seeing some water moves. We're seeing Play Rough. While it is at a much later level, there are some other moves that trainers can work out with as well, but that is going to be one of our water type choices. So what do we think? Let's log that in. What would be our top reason for choosing that Pokemon? Yeah, that makes sense. And what would be our second type? Okay. Very nice. Let's go ahead and look at our second choice for our water starter. How are you doing today, by the way? Good. Good, I'm glad. Let's look at our other book here. I was considering Lotat, but that's a little bit trickier because it is a water grass typing. So here is an interesting one we have here. We have Walreign's line. It is once again a 3-stage Pokemon line. Starting with our first stage, here is Feel. It is an ice water type, so ice water, that could be a pretty good typing to introduce to our trainers. Sfeel is going to have the ability Thick Fats or Ice Body. Some information about it is that it rolls across ice floes to reach shore because its body is poorly shaped for swimming. Poor thing. But it is very cute, and we do want to see that cute appeal. Let's see, it will evolve from its first stage to its second stage at level 32. Once again, pretty steep. And it will go from Celio, its second stage, to its final stage, Walrein, at level 44. So that is something to consider. Some moves that I'm seeing here for learned moves, learned attacks, level up moves, is that some of its basic moves are Defense Curl, Powder Snow, Growl, and Water Gun. Those could be some pretty good starting moves for a new trainer. And then at level 7, it learns Encore, Ice Ball at 13, Body Slam at 19, Aurora Beam at 25, and then Hail at 31. And then there's more moves from then on, but we're assuming that they're going to evolve their Sfeel to Celio at level 32. Some things to consider. Our next one, Celio. I also like that these are very easy to remember names for new trainers. Celio is once again going to be an ice water with Thick Fat and Ice Body. It looks like its highest are HP and special attack. Some things to know about it is that it habitually spins on its nose. By doing so, it learns textures and odors. Interesting. Some moves that I'm seeing here once it gets to level 32 is that it will learn Swagger at level 32, Rest at 39, Snore at 39, and then if the trainer decides not to evolve them just yet, there is Blizzard at 47 and Sheer Cold at 55. Sheer Cold, ooh, that's a good one. And then the final stage for this one, Walrein. Walrein is its final evo. With Walrein, it is an ice water. All of these are ice water types, so there is that water typing along with the ice typing. Let's see, its stats. Its highest stats are at HP, attack, and defense. Oh, and special attack. So really its lowest stats are going to be speed and special defense. Now then, as for the level up moves for Walrein, if we were to level it up at level 44, I am seeing that it would learn Ice Fang, Blizzard at 52, Sheer Cold at 65. Those are some pretty good ice moves. I am seeing a lot more ice than water, but there are some pretty good offensive ice moves. And then according to our Pokedex, it says that Walrein shatters ice with its big tusks. Very powerful. It also has thick blubber that repels not just the cold but enemy attacks, so also could be very protective for its trainer, protecting it very well, very defensive, but also very powerful. So that was our second choice for our water starter. What are we thinking? Because we so far have that first choice with Azumarill, and then we also have Walrein. So what do you think could be our top reason for choosing Walrein? And then what would be our second reason? Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and see where my last is for the water starter. I marked it down, but we may need to review it for next time. This could be a fun one. So the last possible water starter we have here is Kingdra. Let's start with its first stage, Horsey. So Horsey is going to be a monotype water type. Its abilities are Swift to Swim and Sniper, with its hidden ability being nothing whatsoever. Now, according to the Pokedex, it says that Horsey is known to shoot down flying bugs with its precise blast of ink from the surface of the water. It also makes its nest in the shade of corals. If it senses danger, it spits murky ink and flees. Now then, some moves that it may learn are Water Gun at level 1, Smoke Screen at level 4, that's probably where that ink is coming from, Leer at level 8, Bubble at level 11, Focus Energy at 14, Bubble Beam at 18. I'm going to keep going because it evolves at level 32, which is also a little bit steep. We also have Agility at level 23, Twister at level 26, Brine at 30, Hydro Pump at 35, Dragon Dance 38, Dragon Pulse at 42. So there are a couple of dragon moves at Horsey if it's not evolved until then. So that is the first stage. We can go to the second stage right here, which is Seadra. Now, Seadra has the abilities Poison Point and Sniper. According to the Pokedex, Seadra, its body bristles with sharp spikes. Not very huggable. It carelessly trying to touch it could cause fainting from the spikes, so probably not the most affectionate or friendly, especially at its second stage, but that could be something we consider. It also is capable of swimming backwards by rapidly flapping its wing-like pectoral fins and stout tail. Interesting. Some moves that it may learn after evolving to level 32 is that there is Hydro Pump at level 40, that's a good water move. Dragon Dance at 48, boosting its stats. That could be good for trainers to learn to boost stats of their Pokemon when battling, along with Dragon Pulse at 57. Dragon moves are always pretty fun to play with. So that is Seadra. And then for us to get from second stage Seadra to last stage Kingdra, they are going to need to trade with a Dragon Scale. Once again, a bit of an unorthodox way of getting a final Evo, but if we can teach the trainer trading as well, that could be a good skill to learn, something that can be used in the future. So Kingdra right here. Kingdra has Swift Swim and Sniper. No hidden ability once again. According to the Pokedex, Kingdra is said to usually hide in underwater caves. It can create whirlpools by yawning. It stores energy by sleeping at underwater depths at which no other life forms can survive. So it is hardy, it is sturdy. Not with the ability sturdy, however. Some moves that it may learn after being at level 32 are Hydro Pump 40, Dragon Dance 48, Dragon Pulse 57, so same moves there. That is Kingdra being at a water dragon typing. Water dragon, that could be a very interesting typing to work with. We have in our second stage, that was our water, so it becomes a water dragon type in its final stage. Dragon is always a very interesting type to play with, especially with a starter. That could be interesting as well. But that was our last choice for our water starters. So we had Azumarill, we had Walrein, and then we had our last one, Kingdra. So some very interesting type combinations there for our water starters. Let's go ahead and decide first our top reason for choosing Kingdra. Lovely. And then the second reason. Lovely. And then out of those three choices that we discussed together, so Kingdra, Azumarill, and Walrein, what do we think is going to be the best choice here? Okay. good for the trainers, yeah. Lovely. We want something not only friendly but powerful as well. Alrighty. Our last choice that we need to make is going over the possible grass types that we have to be a potential starter. So let's go ahead and look at our first choice. Okay, so our first line is going to be, once again, a little unorthodox because its third stage could be one or the other. We have Vileplume / Blossom. We can go ahead and start with its first stage right here, Oddish. Look at that friendly face. Very nice for new trainers. So Oddish is going to be a grass poison type. We have that dual typing. Its ability is Chlorophyll, with its hidden ability being Runaway. Now, according to the Pokedex, it says that during the day, Oddish stays in the cold underground to avoid the sun. It grows by bathing in moonlight. It also has the scientific name of Odium Wanderus. At night, it is said to walk nearly 1,000 feet on its 2 roots. Very interesting. Some moves that it may have starting off are Absorb at level 1, Sweet Scent at level 5, Acid at level 9, Poison Powder 13, Stun Spore 15, Sleep Powder 17, Mega Drain 21, Lucky Charm 25, and so on. So we're seeing some status affecting moves here that could be good for trainers to learn. It is going to evolve from Oddish to Gloom at level 21. So not as steep at 7th as some of the other choices that we've seen, but a little steep nonetheless. It's going to evolve at level 21, going to Gloom here. So Gloom, look at that friendly face, look, they're so cute. Gloom is going to have the ability Chlorophyll with a hidden ability of Stench. According to the Pokedex, Gloom smells incredibly foul. However, around 1 out of 1,000 people, they enjoy sniffing its nose-bending stink. Very rare, but there are some people who do like it. Additionally, the honey it drools from its mouth smells so atrocious it can curl noses more than a mile away. So there could be a form of protection for your trainer smelling so bad, although you might not want to be around it for too long, but we can find a workaround if we need to. With Gloom, after it goes to level 21 and becomes Gloom, some moves it can learn are Mega Drain at level 23, Lucky Chance at 29, Natural Gift at 35, Moonlight 41, Giga Drain 47. We have Petal Blizzard at level 50, Petal Dance at 53, and Grassy Terrain at level 56. That is Gloom. Now, Gloom may either turn into Vileplume or Blossom, depending on the stone it is given. So maybe giving the trainers some sort of choice between what stage they want to choose could be a good lesson for them to learn. Now, if we want a Vileplume, we will need the Leaf Stone. So let's go to Vileplume first. Look at that friendly face. Love it. With Vileplume, its ability, Chlorophyll, and then hidden ability, Effect Spore. Now, according to the Pokedex, Vileplume, it says here that the larger its petals, the more toxic pollen it contains. Its big head is heavy and hard to hold up. Additionally, it has the world's largest petals. With every step, the petals shake out heavy clouds of toxic pollen. So hopefully that's not going to be too toxic to our new trainers, but that is something that we're going to have to look into a little bit more. Now, once it gets that Leaf Stone, it could possibly become its final stage at level 21 if that Leaf Stone is acquired. Some moves it may learn after being at level 21. There is Petal Blizzard at level 50, Petal Dance, Petal Blizzard 50, Petal Dance 53, Slurry Beam 65. Now, some possible TM and HM moves it may learn are, Toxic, Venoshock, Sunny Day, Hyper Beam, Protect, Safeguard, Frustration, Solar Beam, Return, Double Team, Sludge Bomb, Facade, Arrest, Attract, Around, and etc. So lots of really good grass moves to work here with Vileplume in the previous stages as well. Now, if we were to get the Blossom, the trainer would need a Sunstone. Now, with Blossom, it has the ability Chlorophyll or the hidden ability Healer. Now, according to the Pokedex, Blossom gathers at times and seems to dance. They say that the dance is a ritual to summon the sun. Very nice. They also, When the heavy rainfall season ends, it is drawn out by warm sunlight to dance in the open. So lots of dancing, very nice, very happy, good vibes. The moves that it may learn after acquiring a sunstone and being at level 21, that could be Magical Leaf at level 23, and then we once again have Petal Blizzard at 50, and then Leaf Storm at 53. Some TMs or HMs it may learn are Energy Ball, Round, Fling, Giga Impact, Flash, Swords Dance, Infestation, Grass Knot, Swagger, Sleep Talk, Substitute, Cut, and etc. That is one of our stages for the grass starter. Is Vileplume / Blossom. The trainer can choose if that is a Pokemon we choose. So what could be our top reason for choosing that line for our grass starter? And then what could be our second reason? Lovely. Alrighty. I believe we have just one last Pokemon to go over. Give me one moment. Thank you for being so patient. Let's see. I just want to make sure I don't miss anything. I was mistaken. We have 2 more choices to look over. One of which being Victory Bell's line. Let's start with its first stage. We have Bellsprout. Now, with Bellsprout, it has the ability Chlorophyll, once again, with its hidden ability being Gluttony. Now, with a Bellsprout, according to the Pokedex, even though its body is extremely skinny, it is blindingly fast when catching its prey. Additionally, its bud looks like a human face, apparently. Because of the bud, it is rumored to be a type of legendary mandrake plant. Interesting. That could be an exciting story to tell to the trainers. Get them engaged. Some moves it may learn are Vine Whip at level 1, Growth level 7, Wrap 11, Sleep Powder 13, Poison Powder 15, Stun Spore 17, Acid 23, and etc. because it is going to evolve into its second stage, Weepin' Bell at level 21. Here is the second stage, Weepin' Bell. Now with Weepin' Bell, it once again has the ability Chlorophyll and hidden ability Gluttony. With Weepin' Bells, according to the Pokedex, the leafy parts act as cutters for slashing foes. Very interesting. It spits a fluid that dissolves everything. Additionally, it spits out poison powder to immobilize the enemy and then finishes it with a spray of acid. So, very poisonous. This is going to be a grass poison line through and through from its first to its third stages. A grass poison, so dual typing right there, and it still has that grass typing. With Weepin' Bell, its moves that may have after evolving are Acid at 23, Knockoff 27, Sweet Scent 29, Gastro Acid 35, Razor Leaf 39, Slam 41, Ring Out 47. So not only does it have grass moves, but there's also a little bit of coverage there. Now then, our last stage for this line is Victory Bell. Same ability with Chlorophyll and hidden ability Gluttony, according to the Pokedex. Victory Bell is said to live in huge colonies deep in jungles, although no one has ever returned from there. Ooh, spooky, but also very intriguing. Additionally, once ingested into this Pokemon's body, even the hardest object will melt into nothing. Very powerful poison type. Now then, you can actually get a Victory Bell at level 21 because all you need is a Leaf Stone to get it into that final stage. So at level 21, we could get Leaf Tornado at 27, Leaf Storm at 47, and Leaf Blade at 47 as well. Some TMs and HM moves that this Pokemon Victory Bell may learn are Toxic, Venoshock, Sunny Day, Hyper Beam, Protect, Frustration, Solar Beam, Swagger, Sleep Talk, Energy Ball, Thief, Round, and so on. So that is the second option for our grass starter, Victory Bell. So what did you think about Victory Bell? What would you say would be the top reason for choosing that as our grass starter? Okay, and what would you say the second reason would be? Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay, thank you very much. We have our actual final choice to go over, and that is going to be for our grass starter or possible grass starter. This is actually a Pokemon that I have worked with very recently. It is Jumpluff's line. We can start with its first stage. This is going to be Hoppip. Very cute, very friendly face, according to the Pokedex. Hoppip, see, its body is so light it must grip the ground firmly with its feet to keep from being blown away. So it might actually need the help of its trainer to not wander off accidentally. Additionally, it drifts on winds. It is said that when Hoppip gathers in fields and mountains, spring is on the way. Very cute. So with a Hoppip, some of its beginning moves may be Splash at level 1, Synthesis at level 4, Tail Whip at 6, Tackle 8, Fairy Wind 10, Fairy Wind at level 10. Poison Powder 12, Stun Spore 14, Sleep Powder 16, Bullet Seed 19, and so on. So we're seeing a pretty good spread of both grass moves and moves that would be considered good for starter type Pokemon. Not necessarily Splash, but ignoring Splash. Let's see. And then its abilities are Chlorophyll and Leaf Guard, with the hidden ability being, once again, Infiltrator. Going to its second stage right here, Skiploom. So Skiploom here has abilities Chlorophyll and Leaf Guard, with its hidden ability being Infiltrator, according to the Pokedex. Skiploom, the bloom on the top of its head opens and closes as the temperature fluctuates up and down. It also spreads its petals to absorb sunlight. It also floats in the air to get closer to the sun. So very nature-oriented grass type Pokemon we have here. Its level up moves after going from a Hoppip, evolving Hoppip to a level 18 gets a Skiploom. So after level 18, we could get Bullet Seed at level 20, Leech Seed at 24, Mega Drain 28, Acrobatics 32, Rage Powder 36, and so on. Because if we are to get to Jumpluff, it is going to need to evolve to a level 27. So leveling up to 27, evolving into its third stage, Jumpluff. So this is probably going to be one of our less unorthodox Pokemon in terms of how it evolves and what levels. Here's our third stage right here, Jumpluff. So Jumpluff, once again, we're going to get this at level 27 after Skiploom. This also has the abilities Chlorophyll and Leaf Guard, with the hidden ability being Infiltrator, according to the Pokedex. Jumpluff is blown by seasonal winds. It circles the globe, scattering cotton spores as it goes. Even in the fiercest wind, it can control its fluff to make its way to any place in the world it wants. A traveler, very nice. So it is fine with traveling the long distances that a trainer might need to do to get to different gym battles, or to the Elite Four, or Champion, or so on. Once we get it to level 27, some of the moves that I can learn afterwards are Mega Drain at 29, Acrobatics at 34, Rage Powder 39, Cotton Spore 44, U-Turn 49, Warrior Seed at 54, Giga Drain 59, Bounce 64, Memento 69. So we're seeing not only grass moves, but some variety there. This was actually new information to me that Jumpluff could learn Memento. Very interesting. I actually heard a story from a friend where they were about to get a shiny Jumpluff, and then it used Memento. Oh no. So some TM and HM moves that Jumpluff could learn, let's see, are Toxic, Sunny Day, Hyper Beam, Protect, Frustration. There's also Psych Up, Swords Dance, Flash, Giga Impact, Acrobatics, Energy Ball, Substitute, U-Turn, Sleep Talk, and so on. So once again, seeing a little bit of coverage and grass type moves as well. That was a lot of information, but that was our last Pokemon to go over. So thinking of the possible grass type choices that we have for our possible starter in our new region, just to give you the reminder once again, we had Plume slash Blossom. We had Victory Bell. Sorry, this book is so big. Victory Bell. And then lastly, we have our lovely Jumpluff. So out of those choices, let's consider what our top reason for choosing the last Pokemon could be. Jumpluff. Why would we want to choose Jumpluff? And what would the second reason be? Okay. Now, out of the choices that we had, Victory Bell, Jumpluff, and then Vileplume slash Blossom, what are we thinking could possibly be the right choice for our grass starter in the new region? That was very interesting. I liked that too. Those books do give a lot of really good information. I agree. Yeah. Lovely. Alrighty, got a lot of good notes here. And then just to make sure, could you make sure for me that we got everything down? Top reasons, second reasons for each Pokemon. Lovely, yeah. Alrighty, well, we can take all of that into consideration. This is going to be a very big choice. So if we need to meet up on another day, we can talk about possibly different types as well, going from maybe like a rock or steel or flying. I've had Aggron on my mind, but that's not something that we really need to rely on. If we find a good fire, grass, and water type Pokemon lines for our new starters. But thank you so much for joining me to do all of this research. I know there was so much good information that we took from and that we were helping each other make those decisions. So thank you so much. I will give you a call or email you if I need your help further, but that will be all for tonight. Thank you so much, and I hope you have a very good night as well.